All right. Hi, this is Sandy Shellis, and yes, I am live. It is outside. I didn't prepare anything. It's Friday, and I wanted to let you know that Jennifer and I are not going to be doing a show this weekend, probably because we're both suffering from, a kind of burnout. So, what I thought today was I was going to discuss a couple things, and I am going to read. And I know that peak prosperity is on, so I know that probably nobody's going to join us because everybody needs to get their fix of the COVID data and all that from Chris Martenson. But I'm going to read something from the new kid on the block, George. And George is going to be with Jennifer and I, probably coming up this week, next week, I hope, okay? So even if nobody's watching, I'm going to do this piece, but I want to do a little bit of, oh God, every time I go on, it seems like my eyes itch. I want to do a little bit of channel, well, tell you what's going on. Oh, sorry. These things just fall down and they don't want to stay up. I don't even know if I have what kind of bandwidth I have. I have no idea. All right. So anyway, it's a little chilly, but I'm going to do this article, and it's pretty good. This is the new kid on the block, and let me fix this. I don't know if anybody's going to join us or not, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm going to do this anyway. And I want to tell you something, guys. I took everything that is on the channel. Hi, Ed. Joined us. Okay. Karen. Hi, Karen. I wasn't going to do this, but I felt like it was something I wanted to do. And I was showing I'm going to read a piece from George and hopefully have him on this week soon. I want to read one of his pieces. And his newest piece, well, I can't find it, is Capitalism Die. And then there's a letter from your mother, Civilization Detox. And then the one I wanted to read was We're Out of Breath and Why Can't I Find It? Okay, I will find it. So while I'm looking for that, what I wanted to do was tell you guys a little bit about what's going on with the channel. And, all right, forget about that one. I'm going to read Capitalism Die, the newest one. The monster is out of breath. Hi, John Lundquist. I'm glad you're joining me. It's really, really nice outside, and pretty soon we're going to have to be out here, and we have a lot to get done. And I'm so messed up, it's really going to be hard for me. But here we go. I don't know if it's bummer news. I'm telling you about the channel because actually I'm giving you good news. I have made public every single video, almost every single video on Environmental Coffee House from 2017 because it is, well, to be quite honest, it is my last will and testament. I mean, if something happens to me, I really want the body of work from the really shittiest pieces back in 17 when I was just on Facebook and I used to upload stuff. And that's not even everything, but I used to upload stuff. And it's certainly been a learning experience, since I started this. So everything's going to be public, and Jennifer and I will be back during the week or next week. We just, like I said, we have some burnout going on with all the stuff that's going on with COVID and social distancing and isolating and looking and reading. You can really be in like an overdrive. You really can be in like an overdrive. Oh, we have a lot of buffering. Oh boy. Well, I don't know why. I think it's because of the fact that, I've got 4 bars on the other thing. I'm sorry. I'll just do the best I can do. And if it's shitty, I'll just make a regular video and then upload it. So I'm going to read The Monster is Out of Breath. And we can talk about it. Here we go. George. Sacralitis. And I think I pronounced it right. There's a putrid smell wafting through the dark and eerie and deserted streets of the big capitals of the world. It is nothing else but the toxic fumes emerging from deep inside the decaying lungs of a dying monster. Capitalism, as we know it, is on the floor having a seizure. In retrospect, the history of humanity one day may well be divided into two big chapters, pre-COVID-19 and post-COVID-19, because this virus is not only a health crisis, it is the last draw in a series of crises. It is what pushed us over the edge. It is the crisis that has suddenly exposed all of the other crises, all the insufficiencies and weaknesses of an entire industrial civilization built on natural destruction and exploitation. This virus is showing how sick our world already was. A world where the profits of the pharmaceutical companies are more important than having extra ICU beds to treat sick people that need a ventilator. A world where inequality and exploitation mean that the uninsured workers now risk their health every day just so they can go to work. Where crowded refugee camps and Gaza Strip settlements are breaking for an outbreak. A world of fake news where coronavirus is a hoax, where political optics around the Chinese virus are more important than democracy and the health of millions of people. A world where the damage caused by shutting down our cities is seen as more dangerous than the virus itself. Where business as usual is more important than ensuring Generation Greta will actually have a planet to live in and live on. A world of corporate techno-fascism where we all bow to the digital big brother, chasing paycheck after paycheck and succumbing to dehumanizing toxic work cultures and anxiety. We could instead be living more simply, more free, focusing on ourselves, our physical and mental health, our happiness. Instead, we focus on single-use consumption that has turned the earth into a single-use planet. We spend our money on real and virtual plastic surgery, adding layer upon layer of fake identity onto our personality until there's nothing left of humanity, until we are as fake as plastic, as the billions of tons of plastic we have released in our oceans. It's pretty good, huh? A world where the reductions in emissions over China, over Italy, because of COVID-19, show us the Earth that we could have had, an Earth without climate change, without asthma. This is the Earth that we could have passed down to our children, an Earth with real plants and animals, rather than pictures of extinct species. Instead, our children will be inheriting an Earth where the probability of multiple crises happening at the same time, such as viruses, locusts, droughts, fires, heat wave, is unsurvivably high. So, may this monster die in pain, because I want to see the Earth that we could have had. I want to live in the Earth that we and all other species deserve to have. For Earth's sake, die, capitalism, die! And that's to be continued. And he's been writing really good pieces that's why I said he's the new kid on the block, in our genre, in the doomosphere. And I certainly hope we can bring him on first, actually, because I'm so excited. And Jennifer and I found him. We found his stuff, and he's been sharing, and I see him on Twitter, and I see him everywhere. So let's hope he will join us. So the news. I'm not going to read the news. Y'all read the news. Half of everybody that would be following me is watching Peak Prosperity or watching somebody else. But when I want to do this, I want to do this. I don't want to do it planned. I just wanted to come out here and say, listen, I am making every single bit of stuff that I have on the YouTube. I'm going to make it public. And I said that before. And our Facebook page, which I don't do a whole lot with anymore, and I'm not multi-streaming today, has, I think we have over 14,000 followers. And there's a lot of videos on there that maybe from the really old 2016 that I didn't upload when I was able to do a lot better with my health and with walking and all, where I could like take, walk around my property and I could be planting the greenhouse and not waiting for my husband. But although I am going to do the indoor greenhouse, and I've got all the seeds, I decided to use the survival garden. They are seeds that I purchased for emergency situations. And guess what? I think this is kind of an emergency situation. So that will be getting started soon so that we can get the garden in the front. Right now, there's a lot of prep going on for next winter, because you have to do everything in advance. And if we're dead, well, then somebody else, namely, I hope my daughter, will burn the firewood. And that's a possibility when you look at the growth of what's happening with coronavirus. I mean, my husband's high risk, and he's out fishing today. He's outside. He's fishing. He's always outside. But he's with his nephew and his kids, and it's not a vacation. And I said to him, look, you got to be careful. You can't touch them. You can't smoke a joint and share it with them. You can't do it. So let me give you a little thing about my little brush with capitalism here. I was a worker, and I've been part of the medical matrix, and I have been in this system for a very long time. And I'm sick of worrying. I was on a program through my job, and, I'm not afraid to say it. They kicked me off. They couldn't find the medical reason because I am disabled. They couldn't blame it on social media. So now they've got something else up their sleeves. And you know what? I'm so tired. I developed full-blown post-traumatic stress disorder because they do surveil you. And I haven't left my house. What are we in a quarantine? And like I said, I've been in quarantine for a year out of fear that even going to the grocery store could be something that could be taken out of context. In my videos that I opened up, there's one in particular right before I had my neck surgery. I wish someone had reached out and said, don't do it. Don't do it. Because that neck surgery was kind of like the beginning of the end for me. And since a lot of us have physical issues, especially the people that follow us, because I look at the analytics and everybody's around the same age as I am. So we're dealing with worrying about this virus, and we're dealing with also worrying about the garden variety health problems we have. And I'm worried about just being able to walk in the next few years. I want to take you through the whole thing. I want to take you to the creek. I want to take you everywhere, but today is not a good day to do it. So I'm going to make it quick. I wanted to read a little George. I wanted to tell you that Jennifer and I we're in a little burnout, and I'm hoping I can sign up and do Carolyn Baker's Collapse, This Is Not a Drill seminar tomorrow. It's tomorrow and next Saturday online. I hope I can do it. It's $50 though, and unfortunately at this point in my life, $50 is $50. It's a lot of money. But I think that I can learn how to live within my means, how to learn to live pretty much broke, you know. Yeah, Karen says, I'm with you, sick of worrying. Well, I don't know if I'm worrying anymore. I'm getting to this point where I think that, what do I got to worry about? I mean, yeah, I worry about my old man and not thinking, he's going to go shake somebody's hand and then he doesn't realize it because they've been doing this forever. It's not like he listened to Mike Pence and said, oh, they just say, well, we shake our hands because we have to, because he doesn't like them. We both are not exactly fans of this administration. I feel like we are living in a authoritarian oligarchy anyway. This package they passed, these people in our government, they still believe in trickle down and not trickle up. They still really think that in the United States that $1,200 is going to help. It's not. It sounds kind of, spoiled, but if you live in California or you live somewhere and your rent is $3,000 for like a box, what are you going to do if you're laid off? My daughter called me last night and she doesn't usually do this. I'm usually the one that kind of calls her or panics about things sometimes. And she was upset. She heard a podcast that scared her. And I said, listen, if you guys are not sick and you got thermometers, take your temperature, make sure you're not sick, get the cats, turn off everything in your place since you live in the city, and come down here and be with us. Be with us. You're safe here. This house and this property, which goes all the way back, which is beautiful. A lot of you that follow know that it goes all the way back. This was always the plan in an emergency for my daughter and her beau to come. I'm not afraid of them bringing me something. They've been in the house for the last 2.5 weeks. And they are taking this very seriously. They are millennials. They have a podcast that's called Over-Opinionated and Undereducated. I'll find it. I'm going to put up links, but they are millennials and they're doing a good job. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. My daughter is amazing. And it took me a long time to feel like I am amazing. And I don't even know if I am amazing. But my point is I think at this point, there's a time with COVID and all the other things that are happening in our world. It's a time of self-reflection when you get to be a certain age. My birthday's coming up in April, and last year I spent my birthday and I never got out of bed and I watched Lonesome Dove. I watched the whole miniseries and cried. And this year, I'm not going to do that. This year, things are so much worse. They're so much worse, but I'm not going to cry because I'm going to be grateful that I have this property. I'm going to be grateful that I'm not dead yet. I'm going to be grateful that, okay, I'm getting old and shit looks different. I mean, I used to be very vain, and I'm trying to get out of that because as you get older, it isn't about the looks anymore. It may have been at one time. I mean, I've never lied about the person I am. Vain. I like to spend money. I was compulsive in spending money. I always lived recklessly. I never cared about tomorrow. I rode a Harley for 30-something years. I didn't care. I never even thought I would live until now. How many of you felt like that? Right? How many of you felt like you might not make it because this world is so fucked up? I lived like there was no tomorrow, and I lived. And that brings me to another thing. If I can pay attention and focus, which I've been trying to train myself again with making videos, which is not easy, nothing is, I would like to write a book. not for the money, but I think it's time to try to write and maybe start a little bit of writing and put my stuff on Medium. I used to write a lot for my job. It was kind of like technical writing. Eric says it's always darkest before the dawn. Well, I've had a few friggin' years of dark, a lot of dark. And it's all chronicled on the channel on my videos. I was looking at them today going, oh my God, we went through the motorcycle accident and the tornado and the heart attack and the hospitals. And then, I get kicked off of my income stream. I mean, it's like one thing after another. One thing after another. Oh, there's a little rabbit up there. Little rabbit. There's a lot of rabbits. This morning I woke up and the birds were chirping. The birds were chirping like it was absolutely beautiful. I put that video up on the page because it was sunlight. I have a lot of insomnia, but I put the video up for you guys to enjoy just listening to the birds, which I'm not even used to. It's been a while. And there's nothing, look, I'm going to show you. I am going to get up. I'm going to get up. Oh, gosh. I'm going to get up and show you. There's the greenhouse. There's the greenhouse. Okay, look at the sky. Ah! There's nothing in it. It's beautiful. There's nothing in it. Man, I'd like to take you guys to the back, but I know that the battery's going to run out. But there's a lot to do, And I know that, Karen, I'm going to give you a shout out because there is a lot to do and they're doing their garden. They're starting their garden and we will start ours soon once I get the indoor greenhouse, those little plants of the survival garden. But, it's been a long trip. And the reason why I guess I'm kind of chronicling my life through here is because, like I said, we could be dead from anything, right? Our mortality is with us at all times. Our mortality. We are mere mortals. We are not perfect. Karen says, ride my Harley. It's never was my back that was the problem of riding, even though my back hurts like a mother effer. It's my neck now. I don't know if I could hold it up, but I don't know. I think that ship may have sailed. And everybody's saying, yeah, I should write because I have had a reinvented life at least 4 or 5 times. But it's not about me, though. It's about everybody that was around me. It was about the people that I've met on the way that have shaped my life, that have given something to me, that have opened themselves to me. Online has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life because I have met amazing people online. How can you, and all of you, each other, right? How can we not be thankful, right? So I am doing my last will also. I haven't done it since 2011. So I'm trying to do that too because I think everybody's got to think of that. Like Jean reminded me, if you get sick, do your living will or whatever it is. Do you want a DNR? Do you want to not resuscitate, Do you want to be kept alive under extraordinary measures? Do you want to leave your kid or kids or anybody a mess if you don't have anything fixed? Because I certainly don't. So I guess that's capitalism, huh? We're still in the system. And I don't want to leave her a mess. Because, guys, I could be dead in 3 weeks. You could be dead in 3 weeks. And I'm not being morose or morbid. We're all looking at what's going on. So I should end with a cheery note. There are a lot of animals out. And I see rabbits. Oh my God, they are out in the yard jumping up and down. There's a few rabbits. I can't take you over there at the moment, but they are absolutely jumping. They are so beautiful. And there's been millions of deer. And so the big thing for me is gratitude and humility. I'm grateful for this. I am the caretaker of this property, which I've always said, my husband and I. The fateful 2017 motorcycle accident changed everything, but we're still here. And Jean, it's so nice to see you. And Jody, hi, Jody. I don't want to leave my parents with a mess. No. And I don't want to leave my daughter with a mess. And, you know, what if my mother, who's 84, outlives me? Because for some reason, you know, this is the shit you think about. Although I'm not scared. What I'm more scared of is is the paperwork involved in updating this crap and looking for it, you know, looking in boxes. Everything hurts to bend down and even look in the boxes. Well, anyway, it's been 25 minutes and I'm blabbing on. Woo! I think that means when the thing falls, that means it's time to say goodbye. So think about those things. Updating your will if you have anything, if you have kids and you don't want to mess. A DNR if you get sick, because I'm not going to be on. I don't want to be alive if I'm going to be like that. If there's a chance that I could get better, fine. I told my husband the same thing. DNR, living will, whatever all this shit is, you know, take care of it now. Even though there's only 2 cases in my county, which is fine, you know, it's great. And I'm not going to talk about Trump and his new county policy. Oh God, I could go on and on. Think about these things for the people that you love. Again, I'm not leaving a mess. And basically, I only have the one offspring. I call her my Dawn is my spawn. And I had her at 29. And it was like back in those days, it was when my ex-husband begged me to have a kid. And I guess I decided to. And it's the best thing I ever did because she's 31. And boy, she's a smart whippersnapper. And I really love her. And I really hope they come down and stay with us. I don't give a shit. They're not going to bring anything. They've been, like I said, they've been quarantining. And if they came down here, it would just make life perfect. Plus, I need their bodies. I need them to help me. Okay, well, CB said you're not getting notifications. Well, I don't know why. What am I going to do? I didn't even say it was going on. I didn't put a notification up. So, I love you guys. And Jean, thank you. Jean, I swear to God, if this all ends and if I ever get any money, which will probably never happen again in my life, I'm coming to visit. And I'm bringing Karen P with me, Bezos' wife. And we're coming to Costa Rica. Okay? That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, guys. Here we go. Peace. I love you. Thank you so much. And think about everything. And I want my daughter here. I hope she watches this and realizes they don't have to stay up in the city. They're working from home. Hell with it. Shut everything off, save money, and let's bunk up here. I got plenty of room. Love you all. Thank you. And don't forget to go and check out all the videos that I made public finally, because it's really my legacy of from age, I don't know, 50s on, you know. And everything before that was completely different, just like all of you. But I'm grateful. I have humility. The gratitude for all of you is second to none. So even though I read that by George, he's prolific. And I kind of want to be like George when I grow up. All right, guys. Bye. Have a wonderful evening.